I think this is also a good time to strategize about the future. If you and your partner or family had been talking about downsizing or getting control of your finances, why not do it now? You definitely have a lot of time to focus and to be together. And when we come out of this thing, uh, things can be different. Things will be different. And if you had thought about something but had never really planned for it, now's the time to do it. Maybe if it is a vacation, but maybe if it's something more serious than that, that you really should have been paying attention to. Maybe you haven't done your estate planning yet,
Yeah.
or it needs to be revised. This is a good time to strategize about the future. What if one of your partners is not happy with the career they're in right now? Now's probably not a good time to make that change. Again, who knows who's hiring, but you could start talking about what that would look like if one of you made a career change, or if one of you does not go back to work. So I think strategizing about the future, I think we don't do enough we strategize at work, but we don't strategize in our relationships in our everyday. And some people get lucky with love and relationships, but luck isn't a strategy. And I think the more that you can collaborate together on the serious things that happen in life, and have the hypothetical conversations. What would we do if? What would we do if one of us does lose our job? What do we do if my mother has to move in with us or needs to move in with us? What will we do if a sibling needs some help and I have to go to another state and hang out with my sibling and help them out? How are we going to handle all of this? This is a good time to talk about the future. People don't often have the deep conversations at that time because they don't want to scare somebody off, or it's not fun. We just want to have fun together. But it's really important to say, if I were to get a job transfer to Dallas, would you leave California and come with me? These things happen. Or I'm really serious about having children. Is this something I have to convince you about, or is this something that you're open and really interested in doing with me if we take this relationship further? Having these what would you do if I had a health crisis? Because you don't have to be old to have a health crisis. Have these conversations early. And if you are not aligned in your values and your thinking around the things that are important to you, then maybe you need to go to the exit door sooner than later.
Mm.
If your dream is to live abroad and you are getting really serious with someone who says, I am never leaving this community, my family's here, my life is here, I would never even consider it. And your dream is, I'm going to go live somewhere else at some point, or I'm going to go around the world, and live for 2 years, hiking. If that's your dream, but not a dream that can be shared by a partner or supported by a partner, then you need to know that early on. So again, it doesn't take the situation we're in to have these deep conversations, these meaningful conversations, but it's never too late. We ought to commit to ourselves and to coming out of this better human beings, more observant, more patient, more kind, not just to the people under our roof, but the people with whom we're going to come in contact out there when we are able to have closer encounters. And this is the time, I think, to really reflect on who we are as people, why we're in these relationships, how we can make our relationship with ourselves stronger so we can make the relationship with our partner stronger. That's kind of where I want to go with this. I mean, we're always a work in progress. We're evolving. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. We're always evolving. We can always learn. And I know a lot of people are taking this time to learn. They're being really creative. They're in a relationship. You could do this webinar together. Obviously, we're doing that. But you can take courses together. You can talk about passions and interests that you can do together. And you can support your partner in one that he or she might wanting to, take up. So I think just using this time of solitude to get the wheels going, to be creative, How can I be more productive when we come out of this? How can I volunteer more? I think that's something that if we take our focus off ourselves and put it on others, then I think we're all going to be well served. So there are a lot of things that you can do. You can talk to yourself about being a better self, and you can share that with your partner, and together keep evolving, keep growing. Because even though we feel like we're standing in place in this confinement situation, we are not. And trust me, we're all thinking differently. We have altered states of mind than we did 4 or 6 weeks ago. So I want to come out of this world a human success.
Yeah.
And I think that's what COVID-19, this situation, is causing us to think about. How can we be better humans? We're all the same on this planet. We're all vulnerable to illness and disease, and we all will die. And so it's really important to take this time to say, what can we do to make this planet a happier, better, more natural place, less pollution that's happening these days? What can we do? And if we think about what we can do and what others can do and what we can do collectively, I mean, human beings are very powerful, and our relationships can be stronger and better than ever.